Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I haven't posted anything in months because the semester has been absolutely insane. The transition from being a first-year law student to a second-year law student has really kicked my behind. It has been a huge adjustment and honestly I think it's taking me the entire semester to actually adjust, but that's fine. You know, all good things come in time. Final season is now upon us and I am getting into outline mode and hunkering down to prepare myself for the storm that is these exams. If there are any other law students watching this, or even if you're an undergrad and you're preparing for finals as well, please remember to take care of yourself. Do not forego your mental or physical well-being for an exam. The class and the opportunity to raise your GPA will always be there, but you will not. You are important. You're amazing for making it this far. So, you know, take care of yourself. You deserve it. Okay, so now on to what this video is going to be about. No one really asked for it, but I thought it would be beneficial for me to make a video about how to apply and successfully obtain a summer internship as a law student. I know personally I didn't have a crazy amount of guidance out there on the internet when I first was endeavoring upon this arduous task of obtaining a summer internship as a first-year law student, and I really wish that I did because it's a journey and it's an emotional roller coaster, but it definitely pays off in the end. And this is just a list of things that I did when I was looking for internships, and they really helped. Not all of them will be specific to you, but pick and choose from what I'm saying and see what works for you. So when you're starting your job search and you're just trying to see what is available out there for you, I would suggest starting with a job finding website. There are multiple places out there, things like Indeed, Simply Hired, LinkedIn is a great place to go. Hit up those places because they tend to update their job availability and their job postings very often. And so it's very easy for you to just, in your downtime, to scroll through, see what things interest you. And a lot of times those websites also have a mechanism that allows you to save jobs that you see that are interesting and come back to them later and apply to them whenever you want to. They'll also have important information including deadlines for applications. Make sure you make a note of those deadlines in your calendar. Please make a note of those deadlines because sometimes they can be as far out as 3 months and sometimes they're as close as 3 days. And if you don't make the note in your calendar or somewhere, you'll miss the deadline and you'll kick yourself because you'll have missed an awesome opportunity. Also, make sure you're checking these sites often because sometimes in the morning they'll have not that many opportunities and it's a little discouraging, and then later on in the afternoon you check and they've added 8 new jobs that are all really cool and that you'd want to do all of them. So make sure you're checking those sites often, multiple times a day if you can. Also make sure you're turning on the alerts for the search terms that you're using. I don't know if Simply Hired and Indeed does this. I feel like they have to. But I know for a fact that LinkedIn will allow you to type in a search term for a type of job that you're looking for, and you can turn on alerts when new job postings related to that search term are uploaded. So if you were to type in, for example, like summer 2021 legal internship, if you turn on the notifications for that search term, every time when a new job is uploaded under that search term, you'll get a notification immediately. And you always want to try to be within the first 25 applicants to apply to a position. Being outside of that 25 applicant range will not keep you from getting a job, but on sites like that, it's really great to have your application be one of the first ones that the recruiter sees. So why not? Also, try to find opportunities that are geared towards you specifically. I can't tell you how many opportunities there are out there for minorities, for people of different genders, for people from different walks of life, people for different areas or areas in undergrad or levels of law school. There are so many specific opportunities geared towards different things that you can be involved in, and when you can capitalize on what makes you different and what sets you apart from other people, that will put you in a smaller pool of applicants, number one, which is always great because that gives you a better chance of getting the opportunity. But it also tells you a lot about the company or the law firm that you're applying to, because if they're willing to take the time out to have a specific program for people with different backgrounds and for people who have different areas of expertise or undergraduate degrees, that means that they know something about you when you're going into the position, and that they can work with you and tailor your summer experience specifically to you. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, please, please, please utilize your on-campus career services advisors. They are there to help you succeed. They really, really want to see you do well in law school and outside of law school, and they usually will go to bat for you. It's also their job, and so you can probably assume that they have a lot of connections and that they're really good at connecting you to people who can hook you up. Also, go on mock interviews to practice being comfortable talking to people who are probably at a completely advanced place in life compared to you. You know, eating ramen for dinner and breakfast and lunch and snacks, and eating toaster strudels for breakfast. And your interviewers are probably going to be way senior to you, and so you need to know how to relate to them and how to communicate with them in a professional but also charismatic way. It can be kind of intimidating, and that's normal, but doing mock interviews allows you to become more comfortable with yourself, and it also allows you to practice your answers to certain questions that a lot of law firms will ask you. You know, if an interviewer asks you what your biggest weakness is, please don't say that you're lazy. Please don't say that you're all play, no work. Please don't say that you hate authority. Please don't say that you suffer from chronic procrastination. None of those things are really good, and you probably won't get the job. Moving on to your physical application, most job positions will ask you for a resume, a cover letter, possibly some undergraduate transcripts, and maybe your law school transcripts as well, and possibly a writing sample. Each of these materials have their own unspoken requirements, but they are a bit of a bear to tackle. So if you want me to discuss that, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a separate video about application materials. But specifically on the subject of cover letters, I would just say to always make sure that you include something specific about that company or law firm. When applying for a law firm position, don't say that you would love to work at this law firm because you would love to learn more about the law. Everybody wants to learn more about the law. If you've done your research and you know the law firm does an annual charity giveaway every Christmas, put that in your cover letter if that's something that you identify with. Find a way to establish a connection between yourself and the company or law firm that you're trying to work for. But the main point is, please be specific to the place you're applying to, and don't be too broad or too general. Next, don't be afraid to utilize your connections. If your dad is an attorney and his best friend is also an attorney and he knows another attorney who practices the area of law that you're interested in, hit him up. Getting experiences in law school is a lot about what you know and your GPA and your extracurriculars and all that good stuff, but it is also about who you know. And don't be discouraged if you don't come from a family that has a lot of connections in the legal world. Which leads me to my next point. Don't be afraid to send cold emails. A cold email is when you send an email to someone who is a potential employer, but they haven't actually officially put out a request for applicants. Although it might seem a bit intimidating to reach out to a practicing attorney, trust me, it is incredibly valuable. Because even if that attorney isn't actually hiring, you've established that contact with them. And a lot of future employers love to see that you would take the initiative on your own. So if that attorney isn't hiring, maybe they know another attorney that is hiring. And if you discuss your areas of interest and establish a professional relationship with that attorney, they're more likely to maybe, recommend you to their other attorney friends. And finally, my last bit of advice may seem like a downer, but it is the sad reality of the application process. Be prepared for rejection. A lot of it. There are thousands of other law students in the country who are applying for some of the same positions that you're applying for. And this absolutely does not mean that you're not just as qualified as they are, but that kind of slims your chances a bit. The sheer number of applicants for a position can be daunting for a recruiter, and just comes with the territory that you're not gonna win them all. In fact, it's very possible that you will lose a lot of them. But when you win that one, it's so worth it. And you will get an opportunity. Trust me, you just have to keep persevering. And I know that's easier said than done, but I think the key to getting through this whole process is remembering that a rejection is not a reflection of your character and of your merits. You're an amazing candidate, you're an amazing law student, that's why you are where you are right now. And you know, if you don't get one opportunity, there's always another opportunity out there for you. When one door closes, another one opens. So that's all I had for this video today. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was beneficial for you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me maybe give some interview tips, or maybe even some law school application tips, or even if you just want to see me sit here and vent about law school. I am more than willing. Okay, see you guys in the next video.